We are so lucky to have David Coffin here tonight. He graduated from Eaglebrook in 1975. He came to Eaglebrook in 1973 from New Haven, Connecticut. And after Eaglebrook, he went on to the Worcester School and then to St. Lawrence. And David now lives in Gloucester, Massachusetts, where he makes his living primarily as a musician. And since the sea shanty craze broke last winter, he is making his mark on TikTok as a shanty man, with one video from last month garnering 5.6 million views. So without, right? Absolutely. So without further ado, we're going to enjoy Mr. David Coffin tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So, how many of you are on TikTok? So I expect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I expect 150 new followers by the end of the night. How's that, huh? All right. What's my name? David Coffin.
No, like your TikTok.
My TikTok, David Coffin. No, it's Shanty Man. Shanty Man, but you have to know how to spell shanty correctly. It is not S-H. It is, somebody started over here, C-H-A-N-T-E-Y, man. That's the easy part, all right? So I'll be looking, I'll be checking. On my way out of here, I'll be driving and checking my TikTok. No, I'm not, you don't do that. You don't do that. All right, so that's cool. So you know about TikTok, and you know, how many people know what a sea shanty is? Awesome, you see, that's because of TikTok, right? Before last January, who knew what a sea shanty was? Yeah, see, hardly any hands. Well, some, I'm not discounting you, but not as many. So that's why I thought TikTok was a cool thing, right? Before last January, I didn't know what TikTok was, all right? But when Wellerman, right, Wellerman, who knows it? All right, we're going to sing it tonight. We are. When that hit TikTok, I got a call from everybody I know. Instagram, email, Facebook, every social media outlet, and my phone off the hook for about 5 days. Have you seen Wellerman? Have you seen Nathan Evans? Have you seen TikTok? TikTok Wellerman, Wellerman TikTok, TikTok Shanty, Shanty TikTok. Oh my goodness, leave me alone. And then the New York Times called. Hello, I'll talk to you. They wanted to do an interview about sea shanties because I was the guy back then. Not anymore, right? But back then, you look up sea shanties on YouTube. Sea shanty, what is it? And it would bring you to a video of mine that had, right now, about 5 million hits on YouTube, which is pretty cool. And we're going to sing that song tonight, too, so you can go look it up and sing along with me again. So we did this interview, but before the interview, in preparation, I needed to know what TikTok was, right? And I didn't know what it was. I just knew the word, but I didn't know about the app or how it worked or anything. So what did I do? I did what any smart parent would do. I called my daughter. Oh, yes. And I said, what's TikTok and how do I do this? So we set up an account. I posted my first TikTok the night before the New York Times interview. And I'm so proud of that video today because I wrote duet me, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? That's what they told me. You write duet me. And I wrote it right on the screen. I didn't know you could move the text. So through the whole video, it says duet me right across my face. What a star, right? Learned the hard way. I was mortified at the time. Now I think it's hilarious. All right, so that's my very first TikTok. But I've been posting a video on TikTok every single day since the 12th of January. In fact, it got to be 5 o'clock, and I was down here doing a sound check, and I realized, oh, my God, I haven't posted my TikTok today. So I sat up there with the slowest internet connection you can find and posted today's TikTok. James Taylor song. It's what I had in my draft box. I was running out of time. So every day, so there's a ton of music. It's not all sea shanties, all right? But we are going to primarily focus on maritime music tonight because it's so much fun, it's so accessible, and you all know about sea shanties, so we should be singing sea shanties. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to stick it in context of a whaling voyage. We're going to go on an imaginary whaling voyage from the most famous whaling port in the world, which was where? Somebody raise your hand and tell me. The most famous whaling port in the world. Nice and loud. Thank you, Nantucket, Massachusetts. Very good. Who's been to Nantucket? Raise your hand. Lots of hands, right? Who has a house on Nantucket? Usually fewer, but some I expect, right? And who has a great, pardon the fingers, grandfather who bought Nantucket? My hand is up. If your hand is up, you owe me $20 because we're related. It's just how it works, all right? My great times the 11th grandfather bought the island of Nantucket in 1659. He bought it for 30 pounds and 2 beaver hats. It must have been a cold November day. Throw in the hats, the island's yours. All right? So he bought it, moved out there with his wife and 9 children. I was not one of them. And yes, I hope too, right? So, yeah, your headmaster is older than I am. I mean, that's hard to believe, but it's true. Way older, right? Aren't you older? Yeah, you are. That's how I tell who's listening. So, we're so busted. So, this is how I know my family history. All right, this is important. I want you to know this. The only reason I know a lot about my family history is because I learned that we used to own Nantucket, that we were all ship captains and whalermen and harpooners and merchantmen working on ships for hundreds of years. And the only reason I know all of that information is because I picked up this instrument back in 1984 and started to learn how to play it. Now, we're going to talk about this instrument a little bit later on, all right? But I'm tired of talking now, so if you'll just excuse me, I'm going to start singing. Good people, give ear if you're willing, for I have some stories for you, and the tales that I'll tell, they are good ones, concerning the old and the new. On our trip, we will sail all together through the seas and the rivers of time, and the cargo so precious we'll carry. They are stories in rhythms and rhyme. So come now and meet my companion. She's having a bad hair day. We are ready to show you around, and since you've got a voice for the singing, you will join in this boisterous sound. Now there is just one more thing I should tell you, that our ship, it's both sturdy and true, and her name it is Imagination, and the crew who will sail her are you. Oh, say, was you ever in Rio Grande? Away, Rio! It's there that the river flows down golden sand. We're bound for the Rio Grande, and it's away, Rio, away, Rio. So fare thee well, my pretty young girls. We're bound for the Rio Grande. We're Deerfield born, we're Deerfield bred. Away, Rio. We're thick in the arm, we're thick in the head, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. Well, Deerfield town is no place for me. Away, Rio. I'll pack up me bags and I'll go off to sea. We're bound for the Rio Grande, and it's away, Rio, away, Rio. So fare thee well, my pretty young girls. We're bound for the Rio Grande. Our ship, she's a-sailing out over the bar. Away, Rio. We pointed her bow to the southern star. We're bound for the Rio Grande, and it's away, Rio, away, Rio. So fare thee well, my pretty young girls. We're bound for the Rio Grande. Yarr! All right, well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for coming. All right, fair warning, that's the last song I sing by myself. All right? So we're ready to go off on this whaling voyage. You heard in that song, these are all traditional songs, by the way. A traditional song means two things. One, we don't know who wrote it, all right? So we call it a traditional song. And the other reason we call it a traditional song is because it tells the old stories. You can learn a lot of information, a lot of history from these songs. All right? I was not the best student in school. My grades hovered around my initials, so if you don't know my name, that's a good thing. All right? But I learned an enormous amount of history through learning these traditional songs. I know you're all wondering, what's his name? What's his name? David Coffin. Okay? There. At least it's not Franklin. Okay? That doesn't end well for me. So all this information I learned from these songs. Now, not exclusively, because, you get excited about information in a song, and then, of course, you have to go look it up and make sure it's right. So you end up with the books, but you don't have to start with the books. If you want to learn history, just open your minds and open your mouth and start talking to people. All right? Ask questions. Ask your parents, where did you come from? All right? Where did we come from? Where are my grandparents from? Are we always from here? All right? Find that out. It's interesting. And find it out while you still have them. All right? Because history is a fabulous thing, even if you don't think you're interested in it. It's really interesting. All right? And it's personal. Make it personal. All right? So just take that home with you and think about that. All right? I wouldn't know any of this stuff. Again, for this instrument, I learned an enormous amount of stuff about my family. So we're going to go off on this whaling voyage. That song I just sang, we're bound for the Rio Grande down on the east coast of South America, because we're going on a whaling voyage from Nantucket to the Pacific whaling grounds. And how do we get to the Pacific Ocean from Nantucket in the late 1700s? What is the route? Because you can't sail through Kansas, right? How do we get there?
You gotta go around
Like South America, or actually South America? Around actually South America. Good. It's not like South America. I mean, I like South America, but I know what you mean. All right, so we're going to go around the tip of South America, also known as Cape. Do not say Cod. Do not say Canaveral. Cape. Tip of South America. Cape Horn. Who said that? 10 useless points over there. Okay. Cape Horn. All right. We are rounding the horn. Today, of course, we take the world's biggest shortcut. All right. The Panama Canal. 50 points. Who can tell me where's the Panama Canal? Go. Panama. Nicely done. All right. Sometimes they're easy. All right. But before the Panama Canal was dug, we had to go around all the way down around the tip of South America and all the way up to the Pacific Ocean, to the Pacific whaling grounds, all right? And if you lost a crew overboard, or if you threw somebody overboard because they were misbehaving, or they didn't do their homework, all right, or they were late to Hilly Chase, you never know. Then you would put into the Rio Grande for a new sailor, more provisions, more food. That's always a good thing, right? All right, so that's why you would stop in there. In that song, who are we singing goodbye to? So fare ye well, my... What were the words? Girls, not just any girls. Pretty young girls, right? So if I'm singing goodbye to the pretty young girls, here's the easy one. Here's the easy one. 100 worthless points. If I'm singing goodbye to the pretty young girls, who does that make me? Come on, come on.
Young man.
Young man, just young man, that's all I get? Pretty young girls. Handsome young man. Come on, I'll just give it to you. Jeez, what a hard crowd. All right, so you learn all that because women did not go to sea back then, all right? You'd never get away with that today, but back then, men went to sea, women stayed behind, all right? Not today, not PC, not going to happen, all right? And nor should it, but that's the way it was. So we learn all that from the song, all right? Now, we're back in Nantucket. We got to get down to business. So we got to take care of something's holding our ship in place. We got to get it up on the ship. What is this big heavy thing that's holding us in place? The anchor, also known as the mud hook. The sailors are literal. They call everything by what it looks like, smells like, tastes like, feels like, whatever. So the mud hook, it's a big hook-like thing, and it's down in the mud. Thank you. All right? So it's called the mud hook. So you're going to haul up the mud hook. And how do you do that? You sing a sea shanty. All right? Sea shanties are the work songs that these sailors sang. These are songs with a purpose. They're not just for fun, although they were fun. All right, the fun part was to distract the sailors from the sheer boredom of the job. And believe me, it was boring. All right? But it served a purpose by establishing the rhythm. So up in the pointy end of the boat, right? Isn't that what we call the front? The pointy end? Thank you. The bow, what I'll do later. So you got the bow of the boat. Up in the bow, you've got the capstan. Big round barrel-like thing with poles sticking out of the sides like this, all right? And the sailors line up along the poles, all right? Sometimes 3, sometimes 4 across, and they stamp around to the beat of the song to establish the rhythm. And as they stamp around, it starts to haul up the anchor. Nowadays, you just push a little button, all right? But motors hadn't been invented right? Anything that plugs into the wall hasn't been invented yet. How they lived without cell phones? I don't know. All right. So we're going to sing a capstan shanty. The crew, that's you, always sang on the chorus. If you didn't sing, we throw you overboard. Okay? So it's always better to sing. So, and therefore, because they're sailors, not known as the smartest crown or the brightest crown in the box, if you will, the songs had to be easy, right? So, for example, watch how fast you learn this chorus. Here's the chorus. With a big bow wow, tow row row. Go ahead. With a big, no, so I can hear you. Here we go. With a big bow wow, tow row row. Here's the hard part. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Go. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Put it all together. Here we go. With a big bow wow, tow row row. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. So this is not about singing well, because we're sailors, right? We're not trained singers, right? It's not with a big bow wow, the tow row. No. Please, no. All right? It's about sheer volume. All right? I want the curtains behind me to sway with the volume of your voice, okay? That's what I'm looking for behind me. All right? So that's your part, all right? Loud. Not yelling, but loud. So I'll sing the verse, you come in on the chorus, and imagine these sailors stamping around for about 4 hours. I'll cut it short. I'm in a good mood, all right? But around and around and around they go to the beat of the song. Here we go. From Boston Harbor we set sail. The wind was blowing the devil of a gale. With our ensign set all abaft the mizzen peak, and the dolphin striker plowing up the deep. With a big bow wow, tow row row. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Well, the captain, he comes up from down below. He looks aloft and he looks alow. He looks alow, he looks aloft, saying, coil them lines there, fore and aft, with a big bow wow, tow row row. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Then back to his cabin he quickly crawls, and into his steward he loudly bawls, go get me a glass that will make me cough. It's better weather here than it is up aloft. With a big bow wow. Yeah! Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. While we poor sailors are working on the deck, the drops of rain, they're running down our neck. Not a drop of grog does he us afford, but he darns our eyes with every other word. With a big bow wow, tow row row. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Now there's just one thing that we sailors crave, for him to have a watery grave. We'll shove him down in the deep dark hole. The sharks can have his body, the devil take his soul. I'm just kidding. With a big bow wow. Come on! Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. With a big bow wow. Tow row row. Fall-de roll-de ride-o day. Yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Well, geez, we're just getting started. We got the anchor up, but we can't move yet, right? Something else has to happen. What else has to happen? What? Got to put up the sails. Exactly. How do we put up the sails? We sing another song. Joe, where are you? Joe, let's go. Come up here. Joe, come up here. It's not a question. Come on. Yep. Yep. Watch the wires. Watch the wires. Come on up here. Oh, you stand over here. Ollie, come on up here. Ollie. Ollie, where are you? Oh, there you are. Come here. All right. Right over there, so I don't get hurt. It's all about me not getting hurt. Yeah, give yourself some room. Don't touch that. Stand over here. Yeah, you don't stand upstage, downstage. This is where the attention is. Stand forward. Not being shy up here. All right, so this is a song. These are my two Joes, all right? This is a song called Haul Away Joe, all right? And I've invited some sailors to come up and join me. So here's your part, right? Do as I do. All right, here we go. This is how I see if they can follow directions. You ready? Here we go. Way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe! All right, but you got to sing. Here we go. Way, no, I can't hear you. Here we go. Way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe! Yes, you know what? I think they need a little help. Everyone raise your starboard hand. You know where your starboard is? Yeah, your other starboard. Yeah, your right hand. All right, for us it's our left because we're facing the back of the boat, right? We're up in the bow facing backwards, right? Let me get my little 17th century microphone back on here. All right, so raise your starboard hand. All right, starboard hand on one on this side. All right, so back down again. Here we go, all together. Way, no. I can't hear you. Yeah, thank you. Here we go. Way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe! Yeah, it's not Joe. It's not Joe. What is it? It's Joe! That's the way it is, all right? All right, that's the way it is. All right, here we go. Every other line, that's for you. Every other line, here we go. Quiet! The Shateman's about to sing. That's with a CH. Here we go. Ready? Oh, when fake you out. When I was a little boy, so me mother told me, away, haul away, we'll haul away. That if he didn't kiss the girls, his lips would grow all moldy. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. King Louis was the king of France before the revolution. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. But then he got his head cut off, it spoiled his constitution. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. Oh, once I loved a Greenfield girl, but she was dumb and lazy. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. But then I met a Deerfield girl, she really drove me crazy. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. Away, haul away, we'll haul for better weather. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. Away, haul away, we'll haul away together. Away, haul away, we'll haul away. Nicely done, hand to my Joe. Woo. Thank you. Go on, get out of here. Watch the microphone. Thanks for volunteering. That's how volunteer works in my world. All right, so we got the anchor on, we got the sails set. We've now sailed around the Horn. Look how fast we did that, right? This is a voyage of 10,000 miles. This is called the lousy commute to work. It's going to take us 6 months just to get to the Pacific whaling grounds. The average length of a whaling voyage was between 3 and 5 years. Yeah, woe is right. Woe is me is more accurate. All right? It's a long time. All right? And you're out there looking for whales, and you don't come home until all the barrels are full of whale oil, because it was whale oil they were after. All right? And we're not going to get into all the details, but whale oil, that was the primary source of light. Right? You burned whale oil, and these sailors, these whalermen, were known as the Iron Men who lit the world. A phrase I wish I had written myself, but lo, no, it was not me. All right? But a great phrase nonetheless. The Iron Men, the men with strong backbones who lit the world, who provided light around the world. Great phrase. So we're going to go on this whaling voyage all in one song. All right? You can go on an entire whaling voyage in one song, which is why I love this song. The song's called Blow You Winds in the Morning. And the chorus, which of course is your part, right? And you have to sing it because that's when I take a break. All right? I mean, I'll come back. So the chorus goes, blow you winds in the morning, blow you winds, hi-ho. And we're going to have a little competition here. All right? So blow you winds in the morning, blow you winds, hi-ho. Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. And what that phrase, blow, boys, blow, means is we want to see the whales off in the distance blowing water up through their blowholes. That's how we know where the whales are, right? So those are the words. And clear away the running gear. Anything involved with sailing a ship is called the running gear. So your extra lines, your block and tackle, extra sails, it all gets cleared away you lower down these wooden dory boats, all right? You don't sail after a whale. And even though it rhymes, that's not how it works. And you lower down these wooden dory boats that are about as long as from here to the back steps. Now that may look really long in here, but you're rowing after a whale that's 10 times the size of your boat. That boat just got really small, all right? There's 6 or 8 of you in a boat. You're all rowing after that whale. You want to be the first one to claim the prize. You're going to harpoon that whale, right? And you're going to bring it back to the ship. Now, in order to do that, someone's got to be able to spot the whales, right? You don't just toss your boats over the side. So there's a place way up at the top of the mast where a sailor stands lookout. Anyone know what that's called way up there? There it is. It's called the what? The perch? You're close. You're close. What sits on a perch? Yes, and what kind of bird? A crow. And a crow would sleep in a nest. So the crow's nest. I knew we could get there. Thanks for getting us started. All right? So the crow's nest, all right? Not just an establishment in Gloucester, where I live. So way up, and they call it that because sailors are literal, remember? Sailors are literal, so it looks like a place a crow might build a nest. A stupid crow, but a crow nonetheless, all right? Because once it's up there and you're thousands of miles from land, that crow would be kind of stuck there, wouldn't it be, right? Not good. So anyway, crow's nest. So the farther up you go, the farther out you can see, and you see the whales blowing through their blowholes, and now you yell something very particular so the sailors know that they're whales. And what does that man yell? What does he yell? Stand up. Whoa. Stand up. Stand up. Now, you are 150 feet above the rest of us. So in a loud voice, so we can all hear you, right? Don't disappoint your friend next to you. What does he yell?
Whale!
You sound like you're thinking about it. Whale. That's what Reagan said, actually. Whale. Yeah. Not whale. That's a little obvious. But thank you. I love the way you did it. Your heart was in it. What does he yell? I'll give one more chance. One more chance. Right there. Yeah. Stand up. Stand up. Really loud.
Big fish!
Yeah. Wrong, but I love it. Nicely done. I love the delivery. No, and you know the interesting thing is, whales aren't fish. That's just a side thing, you know. But I love the delivery. No, they actually yelled, "There she blows!" Right? Because they talk funny, right? "There she blows," which is not enough information, right? Because if that's all you yell, the sailors are running around saying, "Huh? Yeah? War! War!" I don't say that. I know, my light fell. I'm just not used to the technology here. I wanted to see how hard attached it was. Excuse me while I clip this microphone to my shirt. Well, that was fun. So, no more jumping around for me. So, they're jumping around and wondering where the whales are. So you got to give them full information. So it's "There she blows! 2 points off the lee beam," or 3 points off the starboard bow. Some indication as to where the whales are. So now you can go off and hunt them, all right? So they row after the whale, and they harpoon the whale, and the whale takes off because it hurts, right? I would too. So then they got to row after the whale again, right? And they finally catch up to the whale, and then they throw a lance as close to the blowhole of the whale as they can. That is what kills the whale. And eventually, the whale is dead. I'm not going to get into the gory details. They tie a line around it, and they have to tow the whale all the way back to the ship. This is where they harvest up the blubber. They boil it down for oil. It goes into the barrels, and then they go home when all the barrels are full, all several thousand of the barrels. And you might get 30 barrels from one whale. This is why it's 3 to 5 years, all right? So they've rowed that boat 3 times total to get that whale back to the ship, right? 1 to harpoon, chase it to lance it, that's 2. Row it all the way back, that's 3. The Nantucket whalemen, my ancestors, I like to think, were a little smarter than most. They took a harpoon, bigger than this one, and they put a line on it, longer than this one, and they threw it at that whale, and when it stuck the whale took off, right? But the line was tied to the boat. So they throw it at the whale takes off, so does the boat. Right? The whale is towing the boat. Anyone know what that's called? I bet somebody here does. Do you know what it is? There's a phrase for this when the whale is towing the boat. Anybody know what it is? Way in the back. A Nantucket sleigh ride, because sailors are literal, right? It looks like a whale towing a boat, which looks like a horse towing the sleigh, right? So a Nantucket sleigh ride is being in a little rinky-dinky boat thousands of miles from land being towed across the water by the largest animal in the world, right? Not too scary. Remember, sailors don't know how to swim. Factor that in, and this got really scary, all right? So they narrowed it down to just having to row the boat twice rather than 3 times. So that took a little time off the trip. So now, knowing all that information, I need a volunteer to be the whale. Okay. Quiet down. Keep your hands up, but quiet down. Keep your your hands up. Quiet down. Mr. Chase, are you getting the names? The hands up. People volunteering. What you're doing is you're volunteering to have a harpoon thrown at you. Now it's a good thing. It's a good thing that I learned how to read. I went to Eaglebrook for 2 years and I learned how to read. I think I learned how to read before I got here, but I definitely learned how to read once I was here. And I still know how to read, and I read a lot. And I happened to read just the other day the old laws that are still in the books. They're called blue laws, right? They don't pertain to anything, but they're still there. So I have to follow them. And the rule that I read, and I'll read it and I'll recite it from memory, says, "Thou shalt not throw harpoon at 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th formers." So I legally can't throw a harpoon at you. And you'll notice that no teachers were volunteering, okay? So just bear that in mind. So instead of throwing my harpoon at you and being thrown out of school, which you never want to have on your record, let's sing a song about all these things I've been talking about. So here's your part. Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, hi-ho, do it. Blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, hi-ho. Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. So, what I'm looking for is the ugly face. Now, no hands, but when you sing blow, boys, blow, I want you to make the ugliest face you can. We're having a competition, and I will announce the winner at the end. Here we go. Now, be advised. Be advised. A whaling voyage could last between 3 and 5 years, as I've mentioned. If I see people not singing, I start adding verses. Probably don't need to say any more than that, right? So it's always better to, as I like to say, shut up and sing. Okay? So here we go. Oh, 'tis advertised in Boston, New York, and Buffalo. 500 brave Americans a whaling for to go, singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, ha-ho! Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. They'll send you to Nantucket, that famous whaling port. They'll give you to some land shark to board and fit you out, singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, hi-ho! Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. They'll tell you of the whaling ships running in and out. They'll say you'll take 500 whales before you're 6 months out, singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, hi-ho! Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. And now we're out to sea, me boys. The wind comes on to blow. One half the watch is sick on deck, the other half below, singing, blow your winds in the morning, blow your winds, hi-ho! Clear away your running gear and blow. So lower down the boats, me boys. After him we'll travel. But if you get too near the fluke, what's the fluke? Not an instrument, not a mistake. It's the tail of the whale. It even rhymes. But if you get too near the fluke, he'll kick you to the devil, meaning he'll smash your boat to pieces and you're probably going to drown, right? And you laugh. And it's blow you winds in the morning, blow you winds. Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. And now that he is ours, me boys, we'll run him alongside. We'll over with our blubber hooks. We'll rob him of his hide, singing, blow you wind in the morning, blow you wind. Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. When we get home, our ship made fast. We get through our sailing. A brimming glass around will pass, and darn this blubber whaling, singing, blow you wind in the morning, blow you wind, hi-ho! Clear away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Nicely done. There's a lot of volume out there. I got to tell you, I'm loving this. Oh, I got to announce the winners of the Ugly Face contest. I am happy to say you all won. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. You know what that means, right? It means you're all uglier than me. Remember at the beginning? Handsome young man? It always comes back to get you. All right. Now imagine you're out to sea. You've been out there for, 2 years. And you're sitting around. There's no wind, so you can't sail somewhere else. There are no whales, so you can't go catching whales. And you're sitting around on deck in the beating hot sun for the third week in a row in the same stinky clothes you put on 3 years ago, and boy, do you smell. And there's nothing to do you haven't done 10 times already, and you're sitting around staring at each other.
Take a shower.
And it's starting to get a little uncomfortable. And the captain, in all his wisdom, he comes up on deck and he says, I'm worried a fight's going to break out. I can't afford to lose another sailor. I already threw that one overboard. So he says, all right, boys, time for some exercise. What are these guys going to do for exercise? That's fun, safe, and not like work. What are they going to do? That's not safe. Remember the rules. What are they going to do?
Rock, paper, scissors.
That's not exercise. One more. What? Sing. When was the last time you broke a sweat singing? That's the second part to that's the second question, though, so hold on to that answer. No, they're going to do dancing. They're going to dance. Dancing was like the early form of aerobics, right? Which, of course, hadn't been discovered yet. So they called it dancing. So dancing was fun, all right? So we're going to dance. You're not going to dance. I'm not going to dance either. So if you're going to dance, you need music. And what would you do for music? Well, you might play one of these. Now, don't yell it out loud. Raise your hand if you know what this is called. Just raise your hand if you know what this is called. And whatever you do, don't call it an accordion. See the hands go down. It's funny how that works. Anybody know? Oh, the headmaster's wife knows what it's called. She looked it up. Tell us, oh please. It is a concertina. Nicely done. Yes. Thank you. But sailors are literal, so they wouldn't call this a concertina. They'd call it a squeeze box, because it's a box and you squeeze it. All right? And if you have a really good one, which this one is, this was built in 1912, this one would be called a tummy Steinway, because you play it on your tummy when it's big, and it's a Steinway because that's a really top-notch quality instrument, right? So a tummy Steinway, all right? But concertina, for sure. And they're small, but very loud. You can't bring something big on board these old whaling ships. So if you wanted your men to dance, you would play your concertina, you might play a fiddle, you might play a penny whistle, but if you didn't have one of those, what would you do? Right there, look in the wrong direction. Oh, so busted.
Sing.
Whoa, what? Sing? Say sing. Nicely done. Yes, that is the answer I was looking for. Yes, they would sing if they didn't have an instrument. All right, good. So I'm going to sing a dance song, and I'm not going to dance because nobody needs to see that. I'm going to invite my friend Seraphina to dance for you. I did teach her everything she knows. All right, let me just move this so everyone can see. Seraphina, which of course rhymes with concertina, so I can remember what it's called. So I can remember her name. All right, and let's get her hair up right so it's looking frightful, huh? How's that for an improvement? All right. So Seraphina's going to dance, and I'm going to sing a Newfoundland mouth music song. Newfoundland up in Canada where they talk a little funny. The song is called I's the boy that builds the boat, which means I is the boy that builds the boat, but here at Eaglebrook School you all would say I are the boy that builds the boat, right? Right? Why are you laughing? Oh, sorry, you am the boy that builds the boat. This is why you stay in school, okay? Okay. Otherwise your grades hover around my initials. You don't need that. So here we go. I's the boy that builds the boat, and I's the boy that sails her. And Seraphina is here to dance for you. Seraphina, you ready?
Yeah.
No, I asked her. You can be ready, but she needs to really be ready, right? And you know what? In the 20 years I've had her, she's never answered me. I don't understand it. It's so rude. All right, ready or not, here we go. I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, and I's the boy that catches the fish, takes them home till I's hip your partner Sally Tibbs, hip your partner Sally Brown, Bogus, Willigate, Morton's Harbor, all around the circle, suds and wine to cover your flake, and cake and tea for supper, codfish in the spring of the year, fried in maggoty butter. I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, and I's the boy that catches the fish, takes them home till I's hip your partner Sally Tibbs, hip your partner Sally Brown, Bogus, Willigate, Morton's Harbor, all around the circle. Susan White, she's out of sight, but a petticoat wants a border. Old Sam Oliver in the dark, he kissed her in the corner. I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, and I's the boy that catches the fish, take them home till I's hip your partner Sally Tibbs, hip your partner Sally Brown, Bogus, Willing, and Morton's Harbor, all around the circle. Now I know you're all sitting, just in time, right? I know you're all sitting there saying, I could do that. Do not, and I'm very serious, do not try this next dance move when you get back home or back to your dorm room. Say, I promise. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You ready? Shh, gotta be quiet so she can concentrate. Very, very difficult. I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, and I's the boy that catches the fish, takes them home till I's hip your partner Sally Tibbs, hip your partner Sally Brown, Bogus, Willing, and Morton's Harbor, all around the circle. I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, and I's the boy that catches the fish, takes them home till I's hip your partner Sally Tibbs, hip your partner Sally Brown, Bogus, Willing, and Morton's Harbor, all around the circle. Thank you very much. Seraphina. All right. All right. We got time for one more. Oh, I haven't done Wellerman yet. Ugh. So you know what? I'm going to sing this first. We got to sing Wellerman. We got to do it. You got to hear the way Wellerman really goes, and then we're going to sing a final song. And then if you have questions, think about them now, all right? And I'll hopefully get to call on you, all right? I'm going to move this along. This is actually the song, Soon May the Wellerman Come. That is the full name of the song, and it is not a sea shanty. I just have to get that in there. He made it into a sea shanty by the way he sang it, but it is not a sea shanty. It is a wailing ballad, all right? And if you know the chorus, don't be shy. Sing along on it, all right? But this is how the song actually goes. And I am the only one on TikTok who knows how this song is supposed to go. All right? And I sang the whole song on TikTok, and people were shocked, which was good, because it means they're learning. All right? So here we go. There was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dipped down, oh, blow me, bully boys, blow. Soon may the Wellerman come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, I'll take my leave and go. Make sure you can hear. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take the whale in tow. Soon may the Wellerman come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, I'll take my leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took the ship in tow. Soon may the whalemen come and bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, I'll take my leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The whaleman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the whalemen come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, I'll take my leave and go. There you go. All right, we got one more song. You're all going to sing on it, but before I can teach you this song, I need someone to name for me the 6 states in New England. There's a purpose for this, all right? There's a reason. Someone I haven't heard from. Right over there. All 6. No help, no help. Shh. Can he do it? Massachusetts. Rhode Island. Connecticut. Maine. The only state in the country with only one syllable. Syllable. Syllable? Blah, blah. Syllable. I'm running out of words. Here we go. Vermont, New Hampshire. Nicely done. Nicely done. You'd be amazed how many people can do that. And they live here. All right, so nicely done. So if you live in one of those 6 states, you are a New Englander. But if you were born in one of those 6 states, there is another word for you. Does anybody know what that word is? No. You were born in one, and I was born in Connecticut, so I am one of those people. What is the word? That would be incorrect. Here we go.
A New Englander.
No, that's if you live in one of those states. If you were born in one of those 6 states, you are a Yankee. You are a Yankee. Now keep your hair on. This has nothing to do with baseball. All right? And let me explain to you how it doesn't have anything to do with baseball. You'll notice real quick that New York was not included in New England, right? We're surrounded by New York, but they were not included. And when they realized that, they became demoralized, depressed, despondent, and other D words. And they couldn't handle it. And you know what they did? They named the most expensive baseball team in history after us. We are Yankees. They are wannabes. I just have to get that clarified. Okay? It's important. Will I make it to my car alive? Security. So, the reason I have to explain all that is because the name of the song, of course, is Yankee Whalerman. And you got to know what a Yankee is. So here's your part, all right? This is our coming home song. There's always a song about everything. This one's coming home, all right? So Yankee Whalerman, your part goes like this. Pay attention, it's really hard. Ready? Oh, yeah. When you're in the front row, there's no escape. Here's your part. Ready? Roar! Do it! Roar! Oh, that was really good. Do that every time, all right? Farewell and adieu. No, there's no clapping in this one, because if you clap, you can't hear the words. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain, for we've received orders to sail to New England. And now we know where that is, thanks to you, sir. And we hope in a short time to see you again. Here we go. And we'll rant and we'll roar like true Yankee whalermen. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we sight gay head off old Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to Nantucket we'll go. Well, the signal was sent for the grand ship to anchor, and all in the downs that night for to lie. Let go your shank painter, let go your cat stopper, haul up your clew garnets, let tacks and sheets fly. Here we go, and we'll rant and we'll like true Yankee whalermen, we'll rant and we'll on deck and below until we sight gay head off old Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to New Bedford we'll go, and we'll rant and we'll like true Yankee whalermen, we'll rant and we'll On deck and below until we sight gay head of old Martha's Vineyard. Straight up the channel to Nantucket we'll go. Thank you.